So as many of you guys know, we started working on repairing our Rush Builder Hall 9 in preparation for the next update regarding the Builder Base, now being labeled as Builder Base 2.0. What's going on, my friends? My name is Joe. Welcome back to the show. And yeah, I am so late to the party on this one. My bad, guys. I got super sick last week, and forgive me for the distraction. We're currently watching some football back there. But anyways, we missed out on the announcement regarding the Builder Base update, and you can always find this information in your news tab. The next one down called What's Next for Builder Base, and a lot of players out there, as it currently stands, they don't really like Builder Base. They feel like it's kind of boring. A lot of you guys choose to do it for your clan games because that's the faster way to get your clan games challenges knocked out. But we do have some information here from our good friend Stuart, who's on the Clash team, talking about Builder Base 2.0. Now, they do give you this one highlighted section. It really kind of gives us an insight to when we can expect this update, and they're talking about the best course of action is to do a big rework of the Builder Base, which is something we already kind of knew about after the 10-year anniversary video. But they also go into multiple things on what is good about the Builder Base, talking about focus, tactical fun, adapt and improvise, which is basically where you kind of plan your attack and then you go in and do the attack and find success, etc., which is something a lot of players out there really do enjoy. Hold on, I got to find that part where they're talking about when we can expect to see this update. We're currently working on the next update we'll bring to you in December, but today we want to talk about the first half of next year, Builder Base 2.0. So the first half would be either March or April of 2023 is when we can see a new version of the Builder Base. But anyways, they get into talking about what's great about the Builder Base and what players right now currently enjoy, which is mainly when you first get on it and you first go through the first couple of levels of Builder Base. It's actually kind of entertaining because you get to see the differences with the push trap and all the different defenses over there, as well as the different types of troops, and the fact that you can change your army and then go into the attack. You don't have to go into that set army like you see on the home village side in either clan war or multiplayer battles. But anyways, they do talk about some of the things that they want to fix, and one of the biggest things that I noticed out of this is the fact that players don't feel like it's very rewarding to play. So right here it says not rewarding to play well. The issues with being hard to attack cleverly are made worse by the fact that it's not particularly more rewarding whether you try or you just spam, which is something that I tend to do quite often on Builder Base, is that I don't even really attempt to plan anything. I just drop troops and hope for the best. I mean, a lot of players out there like the Mass Hog Glider army because it gets the results, but you really don't have to be as strategic with it. You can do really well, and you can also mess up. But that's one of the things that a lot of players did not like about the versus battles, is that winning about 50% of the time. So if you play well, high 90s, you find yourself losing just because your opponent happened to get 100%. And then the next match, you can mess up miserably, 40%, but you win because your opponent's even worse and they got 37%. So the level of randomness in head-to-head battles is incredibly demotivating. And this is based on all the information and feedback that they've got from you guys over the years. So you should always feel more rewarded for playing well. And that's not true in the current Builder Base format. And then it also goes into talking about not being convenient to play, because we have to remember that not everybody out there grinds Clash of Clans. I mean, you might. And I might, because I do this every single day, but there's a lot of players out there that log in when they get home from work or get home from school or they're bored, etc. And they feel like you have to do about, what does it say? In order to get 3 daily wins, you need to play about 6 battles on average. That's quite a lot of time alongside the rest of the game. So, you know, outside of just playing on your home village side, you're spending equally as much time trying to get those 3 loot attacks done on the Builder Base. And this is something that a lot of players did not find favorable. So based on what they're saying here, we've had a lot of discussions on these problems among others. We think we've got some great solutions for them. We also feel these new solutions and systems will nicely complement things that are best about the Builder Base. One thing we share now is there won't be versus battles in Builder Base 2.0. So they're removing versus battles, but they didn't really go into any details on what's going to be implemented to replace that system. So that's going to make things very interesting in regard to builder base, because that's something that we've seen since day one is the PvP format. And with that being removed, will they end up going into a format that's more like the home village where you just go out and attack regular bases? But then they would have to change the loot system as well. You know, maybe you get loot based on percentage, maybe you get loot based on how many 3 stars you can get, etc. I don't really know how that's going to work out, but it's definitely something that's going to ultimately change how we play builder base, and that's very important information to put out. So I mean, as you can see, we've been working on trying to repair our builder base, and we've gone through and finished out a couple of defenses that were falling behind, i.e. our lava launcher, and we've started working our way into our roaster, which is currently now going to level 9. The next defense that we're going to be moving into is our giant cannon. And then when it comes to what we've been using to attack, you'll notice that I've been bouncing between a couple of different armies, between either using the mass hog glider based on the video that we posted a few weeks ago, you know, the best Builder Hall 9 armies. We've had a lot of great success with the mass hog glider, and we've also had some success, well, not necessarily here, but we've had some success with the use of the boxer giants, the bombers, as well as the cannon carts. So these are just armies, well, at 43%, but you'll notice the one before that we had 84%. And it's really just going in and looking at the base and identifying that, you know, when it comes to the hog glider army, we need to get rid of the guard post troops, because if you don't get rid of the guard post troops, they'll wreck your hog gliders. And this is where I've been kind of transitioning into the use of a boxer giant army, where we're dropping our battle machine to distract the log launcher, the lava launcher, and then we'll send in our boxer giants, cannon carts, and our bombers to go in there and try to take down the builder hall. And it's really a combination of more identification of the base, you know, where's that defense, where's the guard post, and then how can we get in there and take down the builder hall itself. Now, I have not been 3-starring very often, but then again, it really kind of goes back to what they were describing as one of those less favorable things when it comes to builder base. You don't really have to be the best on this side. You just got to be the most patient realistically and hope that you can outperform your opponent. And this most recent attack was actually one of the more comical ones, because it doesn't necessarily matter what army is used. This guy uses dropship beta minion and he only gets 1 star, and I used the hog glider. Now, a lot of you guys love the hog glider army, so I've been trying to rock start the best that I can, using my battle machine to distract the guard post troops, and then just kind of dropping the hog gliders to go in, stun defenses, try to take out those point defenses in the double cannon and the archer tower. And in this particular attack, the battle machine gets inside the wall to try to clear out, what does he take out? The archers, and then he goes after the little barbarians, and then eventually gets taken out by the cannons, which is kind of bad sometimes, because you really do need to try to preserve your battle machine for the cleanup portion of the attack, because once we get the hog gliders in, they're going to take down the remaining defenses in the multi-mortar, cannon, guard post, and the hidden Tesla, which comes down to the final defense being the crusher, but thankfully it was weakened really bad, and that leaves us with about 3 hog riders to clear the rest of the base. So I mean, realistically, it took me longer to get this attack 3-starred opposed to my opponent, who used a much stronger army. And that's just one of the things about the builder base that I'm very curious to see, is if we're going to see changes to how we attack. You know, like, are we going to do things differently than what we've been doing for the last 4 or 5 years? I don't know, but let me know down in the comments below what you think.